Once again, a world war broke out. Every powerful nation unleashed nuclear bombs, and because of that, the Earth turned completely barren. It was no longer fit to live on. People began calling it the Lost Land. In this new world, the remaining survivors lived in a place called Overlord City, a city completely controlled by the church. But humans were no longer civilized like before. In this world, anyone who dared to speak against the church was sentenced to death. That's why, today, a witch named Gray was given the death sentence. But before they could execute her, she took control of a soldier's mind and escaped with his help. Soon, the leader of the soldiers arrived, someone determined to find Gray at any cost. But before she could catch her, Gray killed her too. We then see a large group of church followers protesting against Gray because she had escaped before using her powers. On the other side, we meet a man named Boyce, a hunter. While he was heading toward a tunnel, a group of people surrounded him, but Boyce wiped them all out. Meanwhile, Gray made it back home. There, she's visited by the queen of this region. The queen says, "I've heard you came from the Lost Land and that you fulfill every person's desires." Gray replies, "Yes, it's like a curse. I'm forced to grant whatever anyone asks of me." The queen says she wants to become a shapeshifter, and for that, she needs the power of a werewolf. She tells Gray, "I want you to go to the Lost Land and bring me the skin of a werewolf." Gray warns her, "You should think this through. Werewolves are extremely powerful, and once you become one, you can never be human again." But the queen insists, saying she's already made up her mind. Gray agrees and says, 6 nights from now, when the full moon rises, I'll do what you've asked." The queen gives her a bag full of gold coins and leaves. After the queen left, her guard came to Gray, the one who was loyal to the queen. He told Gray that he wanted her to fulfill one of his wishes. He handed her his ancestral watch and said, "My wish is that you don't fulfill the queen's wish." Hearing this, Gray was shocked. She asked, "Why do you want that?" He explained, "I don't want the queen to get hurt. If she gains the power of the werewolf, there's a chance she won't be able to control it. And I don't want that to happen." Gray said, "All right, I'll do what you've asked." The queen's guard left, and now Gray used her powers to see a vision, where she saw the werewolf. Some people were trying to kill it, but it was so powerful that no one could harm it. It was also extremely dangerous. On the other side, we see the queen again, where the king is very sick. His age has caught up with him, and the queen doesn't like him at all. They often fight with each other. After another argument with the king, she goes to meet Boyce. In reality, the queen and Boyce are having an affair, and no one knows about it. Boyce spends some time with the queen, and then goes to a bar, where Gray comes to meet him. Gray tells Boyce, "I've heard you know every inch of the Lost Land. I need your help. I have to catch a werewolf." Boyce replies, "I came here to play cards. I can't help you right now." And now, Gray plays cards with him and defeats him. After that, she once again tells him, "I need to capture that werewolf at any cost, and for that, I need your help. Just tell me where I can find it." He tells her that in the Lost Land, there's a place called Skull River. That's where she'll find the werewolf, but it's a very dangerous place. Gray tells him, "Help me with this." And in return, she gives him gold coins and the queen's guard's watch, which is not only a family heirloom, but also extremely valuable. Gray hands it to Boyce. Boyce agrees to help and decides to go with her. But just then, the leader of the soldiers shows up, the same one Gray had tried to kill earlier. Gray thought she had killed her, but she was still alive. She had come with her soldiers to capture Gray. Boyce had his snakes with him, and he used them to attack the leader, but she killed his snakes. Seeing this, Boyce ran away with Gray. The two of them set out toward the Lost Land. The leader realizes that Gray and Boyce have gone toward Lost Land because they have to fulfill the queen's wish. She sent her soldiers after them. Meanwhile, Boyce is shown taking Gray to his friend's house, where his friends are very happy to see him. After spending the night there, the next morning, both Gray and Boyce head deeper into the Lost Land. Along the way, they come across skeletons of extremely dangerous creatures, which proves just how deadly this place truly is. On the other side, we see one of the king's guards who is loyal to him. He joins forces with the leader of the soldiers and sends an entire train full of soldiers to capture Gray and Boyce. When the queen finds out about this, she confronts the guard and asks, "Who gave you permission to send such a massive team to capture Gray?" He replies, "Our king is still alive. Though he's weak now, you refuse to give him an heir to the throne. People are beginning to suspect that you're secretly working with the witch Gray. They believe you want to kill the king and take the throne for yourself. That's why we must capture Gray alive, so we can uncover the full truth." The queen says nothing in response. Meanwhile, we see the leader's soldiers arriving at the house where Boyce and Gray had spent the night. They capture Boyce's two friends and start questioning them about which direction Boyce and Gray went. Though they don't want to reveal anything, they are forced to, and even after telling the truth, one of them is killed. Meanwhile, Gray and Boyce are shown traveling far ahead, deep into unknown territory. Farther ahead, the path ends. Now, they have to climb up into the hills, so Boyce takes Gray to one of his friends who owns a cable trolley. But when they get there, they find that someone has already killed him. Just then, the leader arrives with her soldiers. All of them are wearing glasses, so Gray can't hypnotize anyone using her powers. Now the leader tells Boyce, "I have your friend. If you want her alive, you'll have to hand over Gray in exchange." But Boyce refuses, so she kills his friend right in front of him. Boyce is devastated. Enraged, he and Gray attack the soldiers, but the enemy force is too large, so they're forced to run for their lives. They try to escape using the cable trolley to reach the other side, but the leader cuts the cable wire, causing their trolley to crash and fall. Somehow, Gray manages to grab onto the remaining cable and makes it to the other side. When Boyce tries to follow, the leader shoots him from a distance, injuring him. She tries to fire another shot, but Gray uses her powers to confuse her, saving Boyce's life. She pulls Boyce up to safety, and then he removes the bullet from his body. Gray stitches up his wound. Boyce thanks her. Meanwhile, the queen finds out that she's pregnant, but the child isn't the king's, it's Boyce's. No one knows this truth. That same night, the queen kills the king. Meanwhile, we see Boyce and Gray continuing to move forward on their journey. That's when they realize the leader is about to catch up to them. So the two decide they'll stop at a place called Shadow. But this place is filled with deadly creatures and demons. To protect themselves, they pour petrol in a circle around them and set it on fire, so nothing can reach them. But soon, they're surrounded by creatures and demons. One of them manages to get through the fire circle, but Gray bravely and cleverly kills it. The creature explodes. But now, the king of the demons appears and captures them both. Just before he can kill them, Gray looks into his eyes and uses her powers to take control of him. She forces him into the fire and burns him to death. Boyce asks her, "Why didn't I burn in the fire you created?" Gray explains, "I only create an illusion with my powers. That's why it doesn't hurt humans. But other creatures and demons die just from the fear of it." Now, both of them continue forward and reach a place called Firefield. From there, Gray tells Boyce to go back. But Boyce refuses to leave because he wants to stay by Gray's side. That's when they find out that the soldiers and their leader are arriving soon on a train. But before they can reach the area, Gray and Boyce destroy the railway track ahead. When the train approaches, Gray appears in front of them and starts running along the tracks. The soldiers begin chasing her with the train. At the broken section of the track, Gray jumps down and Boyce catches her. Right after that, the entire train falls into the canyon, killing the leader and all her soldiers. Meanwhile, back at the palace, the queen joins forces with her loyal guard, the same one who gave his watch to Gray, and they have the king's guard killed. On the other side, we see Boyce and Gray arriving at Skull River, surrounded by hundreds of skulls. There, Gray begins putting on silver weapons, because only silver can kill a werewolf. Boyce tells her they should leave, but Gray refuses. Even after waiting for a long time, no werewolf appears. Then suddenly, the full moon rises in the sky, and Boyce starts to change. That's when Gray realizes Boyce is the werewolf. Every full moon, he transforms. Now, Boyce completely turns into a wolf and attacks Gray. But Gray uses her powers to create multiple illusions and injures him. When the full moon night ends, Boyce returns to his human form. Gray says, "I knew from the beginning that you were a werewolf. I saw you transform in one of my visions. That's why, when I was stitching your wound, I placed a silver coin inside your body, something that is now poisoning you from within. After learning this, Boyce starts feeling even weaker than before. He says, I've fallen in love with you. You've always fulfilled everyone else's wishes. Now I want you to fulfill mine. I want to be with you forever. By then, Gray had already tied him up tightly. In response, she simply says yes and kills him. The next morning, she returns to the city and gives the queen's guard the werewolf skin. She tells him, tonight, if the queen places her blood on this werewolf skin, all of the werewolf's powers will transfer into her. The guard says, you didn't fulfill my wish. She replies, I fulfilled your greatest wish. I know you love the queen, and now that I've killed Boyce, who is the queen's lover, your path is clear. So your biggest wish is now complete. After that, the guard takes the werewolf skin to the queen. When the queen sees it, she immediately understands that Boyce was the werewolf, and that the guard knew this all along but kept it from her. So she kills him. Now that the king is dead, a rebellion breaks out. Everyone turns against the queen. They want her dead and plan to overthrow her. So the queen is forced to flee. The next morning, the werewolf skin she had burns under the sunlight. That night, it's revealed that Boyce has come back to life. He tracks Gray down, wanting to kill her. But Gray tells him, I knew everything. I knew you'd come back. That's why I killed you. Otherwise, I never would have. And now, she says, your wishes also come true. I'm with you. The two of them form a team and set out for the Lost Land, together, ready to hunt and destroy the deadly creatures there. And with that, this story comes to an end.